the paradigm that our profession, athletic training, physical therapy, and related fields, right? So this can include like chiropractors, massage therapists, strength coaches, personal trainers, Pilates teachers, like movement teachers, right? So that's like you might be more than likely one of those people. And what happens is because the paradigm we operate in is solely based on the mechanics and the orthopedics of things, like everything we do, the entire assessment and treatment and training process is only done through that lens of view. Of course, we don't necessarily consider the viscera and the nervous system because that's not part of that lens of view. So the LTAP, the locator test assessment protocol, is an orthopedic assessment or an assessment, a series of assessments that are orthopedically based. So it's in a familiar paradigm applied in a new paradigm. And by applying this and practicing in this way, it teaches you and it opens your eyes to just how important this more whole organism lens of view and paradigm is, and how that is the actual problem. The problem is the paradigm we're operating in, but the mistakes we're making, we don't know at the time we're making them because we don't necessarily realize that it's the paradigm that we're in that is causing the problem. Does that make sense? So if you're an athletic trainer, if you're a physical therapist or a chiropractor or a massage therapist or strength coach, whoever, you may find that you're chasing movement dysfunctions. Yes, movement efficiency and mechanics matter, but the body is choosing the path of least resistance for a reason. Ultimately, it's driven by the organism's quest for survival and the protection of organs at all costs. And movement dysfunction is the outcome, the output of this deeply embedded neurological pattern. Why chasing the movement dysfunction can be frustrating and is the problem is because you're trying to change it by manipulating the output instead of understanding that it is an output from a deeply held neurological response of protecting something more important or moving in a certain way in relationship to the sensory information that we're receiving. So we find ourselves like banging our head against the wall, trying to get someone to improve their like squatting mechanics and giving them all these verbal cues, giving them tactile cues, using reactive neuromuscular training, using different props, whatever it may be to try to like get them in this perfect movement pattern with the underlying assumption, and it is a big capital ASS assumption, that improving their movement pattern will change their pain and change their performance. And that can also be kind of flawed. Spoiler alert, if you can't tell from what I'm trying to get at, it's not you that's the problem, it's the paradigm you're operating in.